My name is Lipika Rathod and today we are going to discuss about letter writing. So basically letters are of two types. One is the formal letter, other is the informal letter. So what is a formal letter? Formal letter is a letter that you write for official purposes. It can be a letter to principal, letter to editor, letter to some higher authorities or letter to some officer. Now let us move towards the format of the formal letter. The format begins with the sender's address. Here you have to write the address of the person who is sending the letter. Now comes the date. Always keep in mind while writing date that it should not include shortcut. For example, you are writing the letter on 5th of November. Then you cannot write November as N-O-V. Instead, you have to write in full the spelling of November. Now comes the receiver's address. Here you have to write the address of the person who is going to receive the letter. Now comes the salutation. What is salutation? Salutation in basic term is greeting. Greeting the person who is going to receive the letter. And how can you write salutation? Salutation can be written as respected sir or madam, as the case may be. Now comes the subject. Always keep in mind while writing subject that it should not exceed the word limit of 6 to 8 words. It should be short, simple, precise and apt to the topic. Now comes the body of the letter. Body of the letter can be divided into three parts. First is the introduction. Second is the main content. And third is the conclusion. In introduction, you have to state the reason why you are writing the letter. In main content, you have to explain that reason briefly. And in conclusion, you have to conclude the letter and state the response that you are expecting from this letter. Now comes the closing part of the letter. Thanking you, yours truly, faithfully, obediently, sincerely. You can write as you like. Next, the name of the sender and signature. Here ends the format of the formal letter. Now the things you should keep in mind while writing formal letter. First of all, it should not be lengthy. Second, it should not include idioms or imperative statements such as do this, don't do this. Since it is a formal letter, it should appear like a formal letter and you cannot give orders in a formal letter. And when we use imperative statement, it gives a sense of order. Hence, we cannot include imperative statement. Now, the contracted words. You cannot include could not, couldn't or shouldn't. Instead, you should write could not, should not. Now, let us move towards the informal letter. Informal letter is a letter that we write for personal purposes. It can be a letter to family, friend, relative, etc. Now, let us move towards the format of informal letter. Informal letter, like formal letter, begins with the sender's address. Then comes the date and salutation. Since it is an informal letter, it has to appear more friendly. Hence, you should write dear, unlike respected. Now comes the body of the letter. To make it look more friendly, the best way to start an informal letter is I am fine here and wish you the same. Next, you can add up the content according to the question. And next, the ending part with best regard and the name of the sender. Here comes the end of the session of formal and informal letter. I hope both the format are clear to you. Thank you.